Well, hey there, it's Simeon again. We're at the fourth day of the citizens' hearing on disclosure here at the National Press Club. The fourth day of testimony has just wrapped up, and it's just another blockbuster day as far as I'm concerned. We heard the whole day, 4 different sessions from international witnesses. In the morning, we heard from disclosure and witness testimony from folks from Latin America, from Uruguay, Chile, Peru, Ecuador, and Brazil, of their encounters with unexplained aerial phenomena, alleged alien encounters, and all sorts of phenomena. Now, here's the interesting thing about it. In Latin America, the governments down there have decided to take a proactive approach to this issue, and they're actually working with the public. The military is holding conferences and getting together with the public to share their videos, their photos. The governments down there say they don't know what these vehicles are, but they're not theirs, and they suspect that these are extraterrestrial vehicles, and they've even gone so far as, in the case of Uruguay, to actually gone into classrooms to educate school children about the phenomena. And what really was amazing to me was to see the lack of fear on the part of these witnesses from South America. They're just very open about it down there. They're not afraid of any repercussions. It's just in contrast to so many witnesses I've spoken to in the military and intelligence communities over the years who tell me they've seen close-up encounters of extraterrestrials or flying saucers, and they don't want to talk about it in public because of the possible repercussions or the possibility that they're violating some sort of security oath. With our friends here from Latin America, it's not an issue for them anymore because the military is encouraging people to talk about this so they can get to the truth. Now, one particular case that we heard about today that was very fascinating was the testimony of Colonel Santamaria from, I believe it was from Peru, who actually engaged in extraterrestrial craft during Air Force exercises. There were 1,800 witnesses, and they are doing exercises. They see what they believe to be a balloon come near the vicinity of their restricted area. Colonel Santamaria is ordered to go up in his plane, and he actually said that he fired 64 30-millimeter rounds, which are rounds that are pretty big. They're 25 centimeters long, as he described them, and each one could take out a truck, and yet it had no effect on this vehicle. He said that the material of the vehicle just absorbed these rounds as they came in. There's no technology we know about that could actually do that. And he spent 20 minutes attempting to engage this vehicle and just was easily able to evade him. Now, curiously enough, there's a Department of Defense memo from 1980 talking about his particular case. So, as Congressman Cook described, former Congressman from Utah, Merrill Cook, described, this is pretty much like smoking gun evidence. Here we have a Department of Defense memo talking about this case, no explanation, no identification what the vehicle was. Just very interesting testimony. In the afternoon, we heard from more witnesses, Dr. Shi Li from China. We heard again Grant Cameron from Canada, Antonio Junius, United States and Chile, and a gentleman, researcher from Italy as well. Again, very interesting testimony, because what we found is that in China there is an official UFO research organization, again with government sanction, to get to the bottom of this issue, to find out what we're exactly dealing with here. And so what we're finding is that other countries beyond the United States are actually moving much more rapidly and more comprehensively to introduce their public to this issue, to get discussions going. And apparently in China, they are really waiting for the right moment to basically make some sort of announcement that this is an extraterrestrial phenomenon, but they're in the process right now of gathering more data just to make sure to find out the facts behind the issue. So you can see here in the United States, we're actually behind the curve on this issue. There's no discussion of the subject, really, so to speak, seriously in the news media. Just as an example, if you do a search right now on Citizens Hearing on Disclosure in your search engine and look for news articles today, They're still not getting it. We're hearing very credible witness testimony, as we've heard for the past several days, from people from all different walks of life who've had encounters that really were of some serious significance. And if you look at these news articles, they're still making fun of it. I saw one in the New York Daily News where they ridiculed Captain Robert Salas, who gave us testimony 2 days ago, and he talked about the missile launch control incidents where all the missiles at his missile launch center in Malmstrom Air Force Base in 1967, where all the missiles go down. Now, it's a serious event, and it's something that needs to be discussed openly, rather than in the news article they made some reference to Representative Peter King of Long Island saying, well, we always get letters from people who say they're aliens in their brain. And it's just, that type of response is not going to move us forward on this issue, especially since we've seen that these other countries are already having public conferences about it. So I would suggest to you that if you're not really satisfied so far with the response that you're getting from your local news media or from your political representatives, I would contact them, like I've done to some that I've seen, when they've written, it's this stupid, insulting, sarcastic remarks. They haven't taken the time to look at the evidence that we're hearing in the National Press Club. And I can tell you, as someone who's researched this issue for 20 years, this is some of the best reporting, and it's some of the best evidence I've heard about this issue presented in public in a very concise but focused way. And so I think it really deserves to be taken seriously, and we're moving ahead at this point. It's up to you to encourage your media and your representatives to do the same. Okay, thanks a lot, and we'll be talking to you tomorrow on Day 5. Bye.